Maddie was nervous. To be called to an HR meeting in the Phoenix Park HQ was a big deal. To be met by one of the rank of superintendent was scary. She smiled at the man seated opposite and tried to look relaxed. She hated interviews. Detective Sergeant Madeline Curtis was attached to the murder squad and based in Dublin's Store Street station. Superintendent Wilson had a human resources role and was based in Garda headquarters in the Phoenix Park. Resplendent in full uniform with the signa of rank emblazoned throughout, he was a big man, tall and heavy-jowled. The years spent behind a desk had helped add to his girth. He had piercing, intelligent eyes that seemed both amused and interested, but inquiring most of the time. But when they flashed anger, it was time to duck. Your CV says you speak French," Garda Superintendent Wilson offered with a half-smile, sounding warm. "Yes," Maddie replied doubtfully. Maddie decided that the super was in a benign mood, maybe looking for something. Having been summoned to his presence and having watched while he perused a green file bearing her name on white stickers attached to the spine in front, she anxiously waited for him to get to the point. The fact that he was looking through her CV was a worry, but she could think of no recent offense he could place at her door. Was he going to sack her or promote her? "Welcome back from maternity leave," he added with a smile, having glanced at her file again. "That was a month ago." "Busy then?" "A bit office-bound. I'm working on the gangland feud in North Dublin, doing background for the team." "You did research on the Braden cartel. I believe they are called the Irish Mafia." "They're a big outfit, but they stay out of the feud and supply both sides." "Good, good. We'd love to get something on them." "They supply through proxies, not involved in the feud in Ireland as far as my research can say." "Regular hours are good with a young baby," he offered. "True, but I need to get myself out and involved. You know, back in the field." "True. Well said." Maddie waited. He wasn't going to get her to ask why she had been called. "They want a female and they want a French speaker. You'd be surprised how few Garda have foreign languages, much less fluency." "They?" "You are fluent, aren't you? It says so in your file." "I spent some years in France. My dad was with the embassy in Paris. We lived there." "Your dad. I understand that he was a Garda." "Yes, special branch, now well retired." "Fluent?" "You didn't answer my question." "I have good French, but it is some years since I used it." "Would you say you are fluent?" "Yes, still good to go. I manage on holidays." "Excellent. I'm glad we reached a conclusion on that," the super said with satisfaction and made a note. "They? Who are they?" Maddie asked again. "Have you done undercover work?" "No." "Could you?" "I suppose so, as long as I don't have to sleep with anyone." The super gave an embarrassed laugh. "Let's not put such a suggestion on the record," he said with a smile and made another note. "Your husband John, a lieutenant in the army. He died on active service in the Lebanon with the UN peacekeeping force," he stated rather than asked. "Yes." Maddie's reply was terse, reflecting the contained hurt and sense of loss. She didn't want to go there with a stranger, regardless of how sympathetic. "A great loss, even now, years later." "Yes." "The baby, a new relationship?" "No, I decided I wanted a child, and there he is." "Free of entanglements, then?" "I have a private personal life, Superintendent." The super pursed his lips, and his eyes conveyed that he had taken the reprimand on board. He reflected on his next question. One had to be careful in these interviews these days. The lines between intrusion and need to know were not clear.